Greetings everyone and welcome to another draft of Crimson WoW. This is the first draft of year 2022 and this one is a premier draft. I actually got all the 10 decathlon tokens, so I am already qualified for the February qualifier weekend, but I'm still going to play a mix of traditional and premier drafts. In case you are more interested in one or the other, there will be multiple drafts for both formats each week on my channel, so you can choose if you don't care about either of one of them. Alright, so this pack is actually quite strong because the by invitation only is a great rat effect. You can benefit from this quite nicely if you have more creatures than your opponent. And then that will be the clear first pick. Other very first pickable cards in the pack are Upgrade and even the Lantern Bearer, which is easily the best blue common and quite a strong card. I wouldn't mind first picking the Whispering Wizard either, so very many first picks in the draft pack, but let's take the excuse me, the white rare there now. Okay then. Brian Comer is probably my pick now that it is a two-color card, but it already shares the color, one color with the first pick here. It's a very good card. Now I actually realized that I have played blue-white quite a bit in the last few drafts, but this is not like any forcing. It's just I've drafted the colors that have been open, and now it happens that blue-white might be yet another archetype. Now, of course, I'm not a blue-white after these two picks. This can still go to any direction, but I think the Brian Comer is now a rather easy pick because it requires a bit of synergy from other cards, but then it is a really good card when you get that synergy. The other options are like, mediocre white cards and like a Flourishing Hunter, Chill of the Grave, Cadet. They are nowhere as good as the Brian Comer, so I'll just take the best card. Alright, now here the best card is the Wildspawn Spider. I think it is better of these uncommons than the Brian Comer because it just works alone that well. 2 mana 2/3 reach is already very good, and then of course you have the self-mill ability that helps to build up the activated ability quite nicely. So it is the best card in the pack, but I could just take the Drogskull Infantry because if I'm wanting to be white-blue, which I definitely do, I should take the best and white or blue card in the pack, which is the infantry. Now, Wildspawn Spider doesn't even go together well with the by invitation only because this is a double caster, so you can't splash it really that efficiently. So I want to keep the option open to play the first pick in the draft here. Okay, so based on these packs, blue might not be that open, but white is, so I can easily take another Drogskull Infantry. The non-white and non-blue cards in this pack definitely aren't anything to write home about, so let's just keep on track here, take the white card, and still I see a couple of blue cards, neither of which is good, so I'm just going to take a white card because, again, it would be different if there was like a upgrade or something like that from some other color. I would take that, but now it's just an easy Heron of Hope, which I do think is better than the Militia Rallier. I do like the Supernatural Rescue. If it has flash when I control a spirit, this is now 3 spirits. Even if I don't end up blue, I have already 2 white spirits, but I think the Heron of Hope is now better at this point. Alright, so now Syncopate is okay, Serpentine Ambush is playable. Then there's some black cards, but I don't think these are that good. I guess the Courier Bat, if I end up, black and white, this will actually be the... This is going to have somewhat easy time to get those triggers from the life gain. So maybe that could be the pick. There's also Flourishing Hunter, but I'm not that big fan of the green-white, and even though I think it can work, the Flourishing Hunter maybe is not the ideal card for that deck. So I think that even though I have a Brian Comer, I take the Courier Bat because if black is somewhat open, I'm not gonna miss the Syncopate. I can still be blue-white if it's open in pack 2 if blue is open in pack 2 for example, but I'm not gonna miss the Syncopate. I can just take the Courier Bat, which will be the better card in case black will be open. But now I see only 1 white card, 1 blue card. Both are kind of playable, but there's also a lot of green, and this the green has been open throughout the pack here. I just don't think I necessarily want to move that direction. I actually think the Cradle of Safety is my pick. I'd rather gamble on on white, blue being open in pack 2, and Cradle of Safety goes very well with the Brine Comber, so I'll just take that and hope that blue will be somewhat open. Okay, wow, this is a weird pack, because suddenly we have a Falconrat Celebrant pick 8, which is like a top red common, not the best one, because I think upgrade is, but this is a really good common. I haven't seen a lot of red, I mean at least playable red, and now suddenly this is here. There's also still a good green card, but I think it's now, since I took the Cradle of Safety, I should just take the Spirit or the Alchemist's Retrieval. And I think actually I will take the Spirit. I don't usually like it, but I think in blue-white it can work. The fact it doesn't block Crown Guys is a serious drawback, but I try to get some other blockers like Steelclad Spirit, which I'm actually happy to pick here. And here still, I'll just pass all this green and hope that blue-white will be open. Because now, I mean, I'm not excited about the sealed passer, but I just take it to, cut all or white and blue here at this point. Here, no one is blue-green. This was the best card in the pack, so obviously it still is. But I don't think I'm gonna move to green-blue here. I'll take the Beckweiler here. It's okay. And here I can take the Elm if I happen to find something worth splashing, which is web, whatever. Okay, well, I mean, now, of course, it would have been nice to stay open to the green color there, because now the rare is really good, and there's not even anything that amazing blue or white. I think the Binding Geist is... I think the Cathars can come back at pick number 9, and if I don't get it, I'm not gonna miss it too much. It's not that great. I haven't played with it multiple times, but it really requires you to have a very good board, and against decks that have, for example, a lot of removal, you don't ever get a good board. I mean, with 3 creatures, for instance. Okay, and I think I will just pass the green here and hope that, because I have somewhat of a good start for a blue-white deck. The spirits they do work together quite nicely if I get some more synergy. I'll just take the Binding Geist and pass the green there and hope I don't regret that decision here too much. Okay, now it's easy. Cicada's imprisonment here. Yeah, nothing really. Yeah, it's easy pick here. Removal for my colors. And now there's a Kindly Ancestor, there's a Nurturing Presence, Scattered Thoughts, a Fear of Death. Yeah, well, there are 6 white and blue cards, and those 4 I mentioned are the actual... I'm not gonna take the Entomber or the Monstrosity here, or the Ceremonial Knife either. I wouldn't mind having one of these, but it's not a priority at the current moment. I have 9 creatures, 3 non-creatures. Presence... I mean, the Presence does work with Brian Comer, but I think the Kindly Ancestor is just the better, so let's take it here. Alright, I got more cards for my colors. There's still a good green card, so if I made the move to green, also I'm seeing the Celebrants a lot here. If I made the move to green, I think I could have had a decent deck anyway, but I don't mind having these options here. I think I'll still take the Kindly Ancestor, but that starts to be enough. Am I supposed to take the Nurturing Presence? I don't know really. I'll take the Ancestor still. And now, well, I guess it's time to take the Syncopate now. I like it more than the Siphon Essence, because sometimes you can just leave 2 mana open. This doesn't create, of course, the Blood Token, but also this counters any spell, not just creature spells. Alright, here I don't think I need another 3-drop creature here. I have plenty of those. Plus blue-white is maybe the worst trainer of these Griff Riders, because there's not a lot of creatures with a lot of power, so it is rather easy piercing light. I would take even the Ceremonial Knife over the Griff Rider, and I'm not too excited about playing 2 Syncopates, but I take the removal spell now. I haven't found a lot of blue here, so maybe... Well, yeah, I mean, I hope to get more blue in this pack too than I have picked, but so be it. It clearly is drafted from both directions. Alright, here I could take the Supernatural Rescue now. I do have about 9 spirits. I like the Heron Blessed Geist, but I have 1 5-mana card already, and this is really decent with the amount of spirits I have. So let's take it. I think I will play multiple rescues if I get to pick them. Well, only one card for my colors. Well, there's also colorless, but that's also a 3-drop, so I should take the spirit here still. And okay, Shield Basher, Skywap, Scab. I really don't care about running multiple Shield Bashers. This is also a best of 1 draft, so there's no sideboarding. I'll take the Scab because if I'm playing one of these in the main deck, the first Scab is more likely than the second Shield Basher. Alright, here I think I can take the Serpentine Ambush. And here I will take the Entomber. I have even some amount of creatures with this step that I don't mind discarding and just to draw a fresh card. Plus I think I do need 2 mana plays here. I don't have too many of them. 1, 2, 3. That was my 4th creature for 2 mana. I definitely need more. Okay, well, I take the Grief Rider, but I think it might be on a cut here in this deck. It's not gonna be easy to train more counters to it. Okay, someone gets a last tick Spore Crawler. That's wrong. Okay, one more card, right. Alright, there's a Hallowed Haunting, which is probably not a card I'm gonna play, but I'm gonna pick it because I have only one of these and it is a mythic rare. I'm still completing the set, so I will have a focus on rare drafting mythic rares. I will take it. That said, the resistance squad isn't gonna be that great. I have 2 humans, so it's actually not good in this deck. I don't need another Bequiler or another Skyward Scab. I wouldn't mind having a Fear of Death or the Scattered Thoughts, but this is something. So while you cast an, whenever you cast an enchantment spell, create a Spirit Cleric. Alright, well, it's an interesting card. Maybe I'm playing it. We will see. I need a lot more stuff that have enchantments on it. I mean, either disturbed creatures or just enchantments. Now there's another mythic rare I don't have a full playset of. It's also an uncolored card. There's also Lantern Bearer, but this is probably the better card. It's a 3 mana 2/3 spirit, which by the way can block ground guys, although it's a double caster. So when okay, so you have the chance to actually get 3 cards out of this. So definitely it's gonna be a card I'm gonna pick, not only for my collection, but also I would pick it over the Lantern Bearer for my deck. Wow. Halana and Alina. So that is actually a card that is splashable completely if you are either red or green. But I am not, so the people to my right might not be either because this is really good. It's definitely worth trying to splash. Alright, so Gather Skulker or the Evolving Wilds. Not gonna be a syncopate. I have the double caster in here, so I think I might just take the Evolving Wilds. I don't like the Gather Skulker that much. A 4 mana 3/3. Yeah, I don't care about being hard to block or impossible in this case, because I have some flyers in this deck. I should be able to push some damage through. The problem is more like, survival against ground creatures, which will be bigger than my flyers, so I don't think that 4 mana 3/3 is what I want to have there. Now, there's a Cruel Witness, which I wouldn't mind having, but I think I'll take the Nurturing Presence now. Although I have 25 cards already. I have some easy cuts, I think, here. But I sort of want to try the Nurturing Presence. How many enchantments that is? That is 4 plus a number of disturbed creatures. It's gonna be tough, actually. Maybe I'll try it, but I want to make the Mythic Rare to work, but I think it will not be happening. I probably will be cutting it from the deck. Here I take the Scattered Thoughts over the second Bequiler. Okay, but there are 2-drops. I need them. I'm not gonna take it. The other Nurturing Presence, I already took one. So I need a creature here. I'm just not sure if I can take the training thing. Because like I said, this guy can easily get 1 counter, but that's pretty much it. Maybe I should just take the 2 mana 2/2 that can block something with 2 toughness right away. And also, does work against the vampires. Right, so I have some uncolored cards. There's also all these green cards. Pax and Pop. It's pretty late here. Piercing Light number 2, Serpentine Ambush number 2, Scattered Thoughts number 2, and Nurturing Presence number 2. I have one of these, each of these cards. The most likely card I'm gonna play here in multiples is probably the card draw, but most likely that also will be cut. Alright, do I still need a 2-drop? Well, I'm not gonna take a 3-drop because I have, as you can see, a lot of 3 mana creatures here. So not really, this is not like anything amazing in this deck. So I take the Vampire Slayer just to have a 2-drop if I I want to have a certain quota of them. Alright, so let's take the Fear of Death. I'm not playing 3 Scattered Thoughts or 2 Skywap Scabs, so let's take these. It is kind of removal. Cradle of Safety. I'm not sure if I can play 2, but let's pick it here. Syncopate will also be cut. I mean, I won't be playing 2. I don't just have the space in the deck for all that. And here, whatever. Well, I guess I took took all the uncolor playables, put it to my deck. I have 10 cuts, so there's nothing in the sideboard I want to play. This is a best of 1 draft, so the sideboard card doesn't benefit me, even though I got it for free as a last pick. Alright, so 1 Syncopate is easy cut, Unholy Officiant easy cut. Probably Grief Rider is an easy cut, Sealed Basher is an easy cut, and then the Hallowed Haunting. So that is 7 enchantments actually. So this says whenever. So first of all, it says as long as you control 7 or more enchantments, creatures you control have flying and vigilance. Well, that is just not gonna really happen. If I control 7 enchantments, that is just very unlikely to happen. So the thing what this does is whenever you cast an enchantment spell, create a white spirit cleric token with power and toughness each equal to the number of spirits you control. And the spirits are, of course, they count themselves because they are spirits. But my deck has a lot of spirits. Even if I cut a couple of them, there's still gonna be a lot of spirits. So basically, unless the opponent has a lot of removal, I have a good chance to get. I mean, even the first enchantment I cast after playing the Hallowed Haunting can create me quite a large spirit creature actually. And then there's the nurturing Presence, which will give me another spirit token, and then also the Brian Comer creates me spirit tokens. So that is interesting, but I'm not sure if I can have room for that. Because I'm probably going to play 17 lands. I have 2 Scattered Thoughts, although I might cut one of them. Or maybe not. Well, if I'm gonna play 2, I'm definitely going to play 17 lands in that case. It's quite good flood protection to have these card draw spells. But yeah, that means I'm gonna cut either 5 or 4 cards still. So I think 1 Cradle of Safety has to go. And I think the Serpentine Ambush has to go. And I think the Syncopate has to go. It's just the Cradle of Safety is kind of synergistic with the deck, but the other 2 cards are not. So I'm gonna cut the non-synergy cards first. That's still 16 creatures, and 11 of them are spirits, which I don't care about too much, except for the Supernatural Rescue cares about it, and if I end up playing the Hallowed Haunting, that cares about it too. Now I did cut an enchantment, but I still have 6 of them. Of course, this is one of them, so basically not counting this card, I have 5 other enchantments in the deck currently that would trigger the ability, but of course I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 creatures with the disturb, which are, all the disturb stuff are of course auras enchantments, so that's additional 6 cards that can trigger this Hallowed Haunting. It's really tough because I need to make some cuts here still. I guess I could cut the Skywap Scab. I have a bunch of these disturb creatures which I don't actually want to be exiling from my graveyard, so I'm gonna cut the Skywap Scab. And now, how many 2-drops it is? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it's kinda here and there. I could actually cut 1 Vampire Slayer because it's not really that amazing. I will cut that. And now the question is, that is still 6 enchantments. I kind of want to play the Hallowed Haunting because it's also, fun. It's fun also. The idea in my draft is to, get the best possible deck. But of course, I can have a good deck that also maybe plays a card that is a little less. I mean, the problem with this card is mostly that it's inconsistent. So of course, if you get this on turn 4 and then have a bunch of your enchantments or disturb creatures, this can be an insane card. It can also be a 4-mana do nothing. So that's the thing. The worst it can do is just do absolutely nothing. For example, if you play a 4-mana creature that at least does something on the battlefield. But this deck might be good enough for the ability, the triggered ability. I don't expect I'm going to control 7 or more enchantments, but I can get a couple of big spirit cleric creature tokens from this, and that will be worth it, I think. So I kind of want to try it. Another question is, should I just run 16 lands in the end or just play the 17th? I do have the double caster mythic rare and another double caster mythic rare here too. I have one evolving wild, so I kind of want to play a mana base of 8/8 basics plus the evolving wilds to make my mana work nicely. So what is the final cut? It could be like the piercing light. It could be one of the Vanderlight spirits. I don't think it can be the Heron of Hope. No, it can't. It's too good. I like the double scattered thoughts here. There's not any blood token generating in this deck. Well, there is the imprisonment that can create one, but that's not a lot. So I kind of want to have the flood protection of scattered thoughts. But can I survive at being stuck at 3 lands? I don't think so. I want to hit my land drops, and I want to have the double cast as 9 sources for both the Illuminator and the Hallowed Haunting. So I think I will cut one Vanderlight Spirit. That is the easiest cut here. I like the Geist more because I might be interested in blocking Axel Crown creatures, so I'll play with one Spirit. That will, one Vanderlight Spirit. That will still leave me 10 Spirits in the deck, which is definitely enough for the rescue to work as a flash spell and also enough to make sure that the Hallowed Haunting tokens will be bigger than 1/1 when I get these triggers happening. So this is the deck. 14 white, 10 blue cards, but pretty easy mana base of 8/8. And Evolving Wilds. Let's have some Zendikar Rising full arts, perhaps. Okay, yet another blue-white deck. Let's see how this one does. It has a nice rare mass removal effect. Has a couple of mythic rares which are, not really bums, but they can gain you some nice value. Okay, so it's new season, so I'm rank dropped to somewhere around gold. This is a fine hand. I don't know. Well, let's see if I draw a basic land. I don't, because I have a double casters for both blue and white. But the problem is, if I don't get a land from this thing, I will have an ender tapped land. I guess the white one is... I'm gonna get the blue, because if I get my mythic rare... If I get my mythic rare that is blue, I wanna... It's a 3-mana card, so I wanna have it around. Maybe. If I draw the 4-mana white mythic rare enchantment, which is the only white double caster in the deck, maybe I can leave it a few turns without casting it. Alright, so they have a 2/2, which might become a 3/3. So I think I'm gonna play the Steelclad Spirit here as a blocker, and then I can play the Vanderlight Spirit on the next turn. I don't have any rush with the Vampire Slayer here. And if this becomes a 3/3, I think I'll just offer the trade here. Not really reason to take here a lot of damage. Okay, well there is the second white. Okay, let's play the flyer, and I might be... I kind of want to just play the Scattered Thoughts, but I really hope they don't have like a big 5-mana creature. Or basically anything with 4 power, because that would... Well, I guess suppose I have the Cicada's Imprisonment here to buy me some time at a later point, but yeah, playing the Scattered Thoughts usually means that you just lose the... I mean, you don't lose the turn, but you have to kind of pass the turn. Alright, so they just didn't play anything yet. This will... Unless I get to double spell, which I can't do that. They will get this to tap for 2 mana, but I guess then it won't be attacking for 3. Yeah, it's just it's fine. I'm gonna play the Scattered Thoughts. They completely missed a play, so that's a good thing. They might have a 6/6 coming up. They don't, at least not the one that costs 6 mana. So let's see what they're gonna do here. Nothing. Are they really flooding out here? So I have an island here. I should maybe take the plains and the cradle here. I mean, I don't mind if they just skip doing plays here. Maybe they have like pump spells or something like that. I don't really want to play the imprisonment on that thing. No, I'll just attack for 2 here. I have the cradle of safety, which I can keep up now. Mana 4, and then I'll just play this guy. And well, I don't know. Maybe they're playing around counter spells. I don't know. I mean, if they attack for 3 here, that's fine. I can take 3 here. I'm actually winning the race currently. But they do have 4 cards in their hand. That said, I have 3 spells in my hand too. So okay, well that's enough to save it. Yeah, that's completely fine. 2 for 2 here is not a bad thing at all. Actually, they now double spelled, so it is a day now. So this is smaller, and I got another creature here. It's still not worth using the imprisonment on the 2/3. They can easily have a 6/6 and stuff like that. Vampire Celebrants. Celebrants would be... Oh, what's the 5 mana 4/4 menace? That would give them 2 blood tokens too. I wouldn't like that. So there's the thing I need to, you know, imprison. But they don't have an attack now. I don't have blood tokens other than the one from this, so I can... It's enough to leave one land in my hand. So definitely I will be imprisoning this guy now. And I think I should attack. Or does it make any sense though? I know I have the rescue, but I'm not gonna use it now. They have way too much life. I mean, I can attack for 2. They will block. I will gain 2, then they will attack, and I will lose. Yeah, I guess it's kinda the same. Might as well gain 2 right now. I mean, it's possible they even want to tap this thing for mana, but it's quite unlikely. I need 5 mana for the creating of the blood token, so... Okay, they actually don't attack. Yeah, because they have no creature. Opponent is just flooding out. It is night now, but... I mean, I don't care. I know I could use the rescue to tap this for now, but again, they have 15 life. I'm not going to go that route right now. I'm just going to... I guess because I have now 8 mana, I might have a 2-drop here coming up, although I might want to leave mana up for the rescue, and I do. They might have a burn spell. Let's say they have a Lacerate Flesh on the Wanderlight Spirit. I can save it with the rescue. So I'm gonna exile the Hunter end of their turn and do the blood token activation then. I want to keep the rescue mana up, but they are really flooding out. Okay, more ancestors. Okay, Blindcomber. Whenever this enters the battlefield or becomes the target of an aura spell, get a 1/1 flyer. Oh, that's sweet. My Vanderlight Spirit is doing a lot more work than I thought it would be doing here. Here I could just double spell. Do I need to leave the... Yeah, I can double spell. That also means it's gonna become a day. Now, if they do have a Lacerate Flesh on the Spirit, I guess I have still one flyer here. Brambleworm. Okay, that's something I might need to deal. I can't deal with it using the imprisonment anymore, but I guess I can try to raise a bit with the supernatural rescue. Oh, well, there it is. An answer for that. Now if I play it, I won't have mana for the rescue, but the thing that they can use to kill a 5 toughness creature, well, there is an uncommon red spell that deals 5, but it's more likely that they have a Wolf Strike, and Wolf Strike will kill with the help of the Brambleworm, even if I have the rescue up. So this thing has reach, so I can't attack now. I could attack for 1, 2, but 6, 8. I could attack for 9 now. by using the rescue on the Brinecomber, tap both of these, get the 1/1 Spirit Flyer, but they would be going to 7. I like the idea of just playing these and make them have the Wolf Strike. Let's see if they do have it or not. Then I can just start tapping the Brambleworm. I don't think they can really attack unless they have a Witch's Web. They could have a Witch's Web. And if they attack, I'm going to suspect that's what they have. But I can play around the Witch's Web with the combination of the Tapper and the Supernatural Rescue. So here, am I gonna die? They have only one card in their hand. There's no card that can, at least not maybe some rare, but there's no common or uncommon that makes this deal 7 additional damage. Now what I can do is jump block with one Kindly Ancestor here. They would only trample over 4 and I would get some life. I could use this thing on the Brinecomber. I think I like that idea. Let's do that. I will only be at 12 now. That's plenty enough. And I can use the Ancestor on the Brinecomber to get another Spirit Flyer. And now Witch's Web won't help anything because my Bequiler, oh, well, I mean that's too easy now. Now I kind of hope I didn't jump block with this guy, but I will just choose 2 now, don't I? I choose the Brinecomber and maybe no, not the 1/1 Flyer. I guess they are mono, but they will lose. I mean, this is just So if I don't rat right now, I would use the 2, 3 and 1/1 here to deal 3. If I use the rat, I can attack with the Vanderlight Spirit and the Kindly Ancestor. I think I'm gonna sack the. No, well, I wanna see what's their game plan here. I wanna see what's the game plan. I will attack with the Flyers for now. I don't actually even have to use the. I don't even have to use the Invitation only yet. I wanna see what they have going on because now I have a Tapper here coming up. So I will tap the Brambleworm. And I will win this way too. I can save it by invitation only because it's possible they have like something other crazy good. I can just, I mean, currently I win without the by invitation only. If they have a removal on the Bequiler, in that case, things would be different. If not, I'll just win anyway. Okay, they are really trying to. Well, I'll take 3 here. I'm not that worried about. I can just attack with everything. Well, that's another Weaver here. So now I can sack Kindly Ancestor, Brinecomber and the 1/1 here. Now I can also use the Supernatural Rescue right now to tap this thing. Do I have a lethal here? No, I don't. I think it is time to use the by invitation only now. I mean, I can attack for 2, 4, 6. Yeah, it's not enough. It's not lethal even if I knew they have no cards, no spells in hand. So I will just see what I draw here. I can sack this as a card to the by invitation only. That's actually interesting. I will choose 3, of course. They will gain 5 life from this thing, but that's not really such a big deal. Okay, that's what I'm gonna do here. Play this. Play by invitation only. Leave 1 mana, white mana up to for the Tapper here. Choose 3. And I will sacrifice Brinecomber 1/1 and Self-Open Tumor, have my Lifelinker here. And now I have the option to just attack for 6 or leave a Tapper up. And I like the idea of leaving a Tapper up. They will be going to 18 from the Brambleworm anyway, so. If they don't drop a creature, that's good for me. If they... Oh, they didn't choose to... Do they have like a way to return it to their hand? That's a Toxic Scorpion, that's not a big deal. Okay. If I want to use the Brine Comber on... don't really know. Ah, what the heck, let's just do it. Brine Comber here, and then Kindly Ancestor here. To get the lifelink and, you know, another 1/1 here. I will still have mana up for both the tapping ability and the supernatural rescue. So this should be really fine now. They're going down to 5, but they have the +5 life gain in their graveyard. But I should be winning in a couple of turns. That's fine. It's probably time to use the supernatural rescue and try to go for the win now. Now they gain the life. They are 10. Do I have a lethal attack? If they don't have a... they might still have a Witch's Web there. Is it too early to use the rescue on the spirit here? Okay, well now that's full information available now. So I think I have a lethal attack now because I will get a token and this will be a 3-power guy. So I think this will be lethal. Tap these guys and I can attack with the Bequiler. That is gonna be... Is that exactsies? It is exactsies. 3, that's 7, that's 10 exactly. Alright. Well, there is the Hallowed Haunting. I'm gonna keep it. I don't have the double white for it, but I have the... This is still fine. I can use the Fear of Death early to, you know... Now, that said, I will of course want to use the Hallowed Haunting first. Alright, well, things are gonna be a little bit different. So when this dies, am I gonna Fear of Death that thing? I'm going to use the by invitation only on turn 5 most likely. I think I need to do this to stem the bleeding for now. But yeah, it would have been sweet to wait with that thing. I lost my card draw, but I at least have a enchantment spell here for the Hallowed Haunting. Okay, Weaver of Blossoms. I need to only survive until I get to cast by invitation only. Probably rat the board end. They will get a bunch of blood tokens, but this, I mean, I can't really kill this in any more useful way. I'm gonna play the Binding Geist. I don't wanna make it too obvious that I have a rat. This has still utility from the graveyard, especially when I have a Hallowed Haunting. Now that's actually, I mean, if I had a second white here, I would be such a nice curve playing this on turn 4. A great spot in the curve to play a do nothing spell, because I'm gonna rat the board anyway. But I would need to find the white source ideally. Alright, I did not. So, but they don't really have anything here. Maybe they even block. I mean, I'm just gonna attack here and they have what, 113. I don't care about that. That's better. It's better that they block with it now, so they don't get the blood tokens from the other guys when I finally get to use my rat effect, which I hopefully can use at some point. It's gonna be a day if I don't play a spell though. Sorry, a night if I don't play a spell. This taps for more mana. I don't want to play the infantry for fun here. Darn, if I just had the second white here. And this is the reason I wanted to play pick the Evolving Wilds too. I mean, it's really important to get your double casters online. And I don't play a 16 land deck, I play 8/8 plus the Evolving Wilds to have 9 ways to get the double white, but... Fine, let's play the infantry here. I don't want to make it too easy for them to use a lot of mana here. This will be dying, of course, but even this thing has utility from the sideboard. Not sideboard, from the graveyard. Okay, they have Recluse, which they can turn into a 3-3. I don't think it's gonna be a problem still. They can attack with a 2-3. I'm not gonna jump block here. And I'm still gonna just play the Hallowed Haunting before the By Invitation only. If I just get the second white, which I really need to get. I didn't even mill planes here, so this is literally 1 out of the 9, or sorry, 1 out of the 8 planes, and I guess there is the Evolving Wilds too, but okay, great. So now I could just wipe the board, but I think it is better to play the Hallowed Haunting now. And now I can make some blocks here, don't mind at all, and then I will rat the board. Hopefully they don't have the one thing in the format that can, you know, discard. Look at your opponent's hand and discard a card. Or make them discard a card. There is the uncommon black spell with a cleave. But it's not really a card I see played that often, so I'm not too worried. So now I will just block there. I hope they use, I mean, these creatures are gonna die to the rat anyway, so I just hope they use all their cards, maybe like a bounce spell or whatever. Not the bounce spell, pump spell, of course. No bounce spells for these colors, although I suppose they do have access to blue too. But sadly they don't seem to have anything, so I'm just going to make this trade here. I mean, yeah, they might just be holding lands, but hope maybe they have creatures. If they play a couple of creatures here, that would be perfect. Okay, one at least. How about the final card in their hand? Is it something they wanna play? Could be just a land. Anyway, I can attack, but it makes no sense. They're always gonna block with the Unhallowed Phalanx. So let's just do the unfair thing here. Let's say that we are going to sacrifice 13 creatures. And then the Hallowed Haunting. I mean, I even have 2 enchantments in my hand. Now, I don't have any creature now, but I guess if they choose to, I mean, if they play something, I can put the Binding Guys there. It will be just 1/1. Okay, but they have now for well, I got my ancestor, so now what I can do, I can start doing what exactly? Maybe just play the Nurturing Presence here. They might have a removal spell though, but I'm not gonna put Kindly Ancestor here. I know I could put the Binding Geist on this thing. That'd be maybe a bit safer. Okay, let's do that for now. I get my Spirit here, which will be a 2/2, because this is a Spirit 2. Now they do seem to have something in their hand. They have priority, so they have something for instant speed, unless they just play with full control. I wonder what they are thinking here. A Wolf Strike? Okay, that's fine. Now I'm very happy I didn't play the Nurturing Presence. Yep, that's really good. So I still have my... That's still gonna be a 2/4, and they have an empty hand now. They actually have only 5 lands and only 1 in the graveyard, so they should maybe draw some lands here too. No blocks there. These are gonna only get bigger and bigger here. Okay, so hopefully they did not find more. I guess I can start easily with the... Although I do have... Well, let's say if they have another Wolf Strike, I can save with the Supernatural Rescue. Okay, so let's do this first. If this works. And it does. And now this, I mean, you can see the spirits really... Yeah, and let's play the infantry here too, why not? As you can see, this is pretty nice turn here. It's suddenly an 8/8 with all these, and these are 4/4s. And so the Mythic Rare actually can work in this deck quite nicely. But of course I won this game because of the rat. Let's not kid ourselves. It's not because of this. I would have lost without the rat, probably. Or at least it would have been like a board stall without it. Alright, so now I'm just gonna play the Kindly Ancestor here. On this thing and on the other one. This is just, you know, getting out of hand. These are 6/6. This is gonna be a 9. This is actually be a 10/10 this time because it gets also those pump effects from the... Yeah, this is really good stuff. So I could actually attack take the lethal attack here, should I? I mean, why not? Oh, I do have the 7 enchantments now, what the heck? I didn't even realize, but I do have now exactly 7. Oh, because this is the 7th one. Yeah, that's right. They have a wolf strike in there. Well, that's barely helping. Okay. Not that I needed the flying vigilance, but it was funny to actually have the 7 here. Okay. So, at least I won a game with the mythic rare after I had rat the board, of course. On the play. Okay. Not a bad one. I do again need the double white for that thing, but I can play. You know, I have an early game here, 2-drop, a defender, and then the piercing light, which all will be buying me some nice time. And there is the second white. Plus, this is an enchantment, and this thing actually can attack when I have had an enchantment enter under my control, so I can have a good curve out with the Steel-clad Spirit, even leaving mana up for the piercing light here. So pretty okay stuff here. So this will be able to attack on the next turn. Oh, multiple colors. So if they choose to block the spirit, do I even care? I kinda do want to maybe piercing light it though. Huh. Because then I can also play the binding geist. I mean, they might not even block now, but it doesn't matter. I'm actually choosing this line now. And if they block the infantry, I don't care about that. Then I will just let the trade happen. So next turn, because I drew even a third planes, I can play the haunting and use the piercing light steel. Okay, that is something I will. Okay, that's gonna be good too. But now it's time to. I mean, I'm gonna play this only after I have the haunting already, because that will trigger the haunting. So let's do it like this and attack so that I will make the binding geist smaller and use the piercing light on the seal basher if they want to make that happen. That's totally fine. That's straight here, and in response to the indestructible trigger, I can use the piercing light. They can still have a pump spell, but I'm at 20. I don't actually care, and now I have some. These are both spirits, so the thing that will be created from the first trigger is already gonna be a 3/3, assuming these things will not die, of course. Now they have the choice to use some thing to save this thing or just let it go. You have to do it in response. Oh, Cradle will pick great here. That's amazing. It will trigger the haunting and also, yeah, this is just really good stuff. Anyway, you have to respond to the trigger because you can't let them pay mana, because when they pay mana, there won't be any trigger after that. It will be immediately indestructible after that. So that's why you have to kill it before they commit to the mana. Alright, that is totally fine. And, well, it is not exactly totally fine, because actually I don't have anything. Okay, yeah, that's a little different now, in fact. Because now I don't have attacks, and I could have an attack if I just go with the Cradle of Safety on the Steel-clad Spirit. Attack for 4 and have a big spirit here. And I think that is what I'm going to do here. I would love to leave it as a, you know, something to play in response to something, but this is just because given how much the opponent has life here, I want to keep attacking, and I have multiple. I mean, I have multiple other triggers, but most importantly, sorry, I got a 3/3 that actually can attack. So let's see what's there. If they play any creature, I just use the Binding Geist for a good value I will get. This is an enchant creature, so if I want to, I can just put this on my own Rock Skull Infantry now to get the you know, the trigger from the Hallowed Haunting. Okay, they have. Well, that's interesting. I am going to play the Braincomber because it actually will be quite nice on the spirit here. Let's try that first. They might have a counter spell though. Whenever I cast an enchantment, okay, the cast trigger will happen always. Let's just do this and see what happens. If it is a syncopate, they have to. Okay, and now they can have a bounce spell on the 5/5 here easily. But currently the Steelclad Spirit cannot attack, so I feel like just playing the Binding Geist here. That will create me another big token here. I could have used it on the Braincomber too. I do actually realize it now. That would have created me another flyer. Okay, they have a bounce there, but now I will be able to, you know, attack with this guy, and I still have big. I mean, they are at 3 now. That's the reason I force here. And of course, the supernatural rescue is just gonna be. I mean, if they have any defense that's based on having creatures out, I will just, you know, tap them with the supernatural rescue. Okay. Hallowed Haunting. Done. Is it just like a randomly very good, or is this really a card you can actually draft around? I almost cut it from the deck. I just wanted to try it for fun, but it has actually done quite a bit of work here in this deck. Well, it's a good enough starting hand. I have a 2-drop, and then I might have the game plan of just going to 5 mana and ratting the board. But of course, a lot depends on what they're gonna do, what I'm gonna draw, and all that. With this card, you can always, I mean, if you have more creatures than the opponent, you can also do the, you know, not the full frat, but the actual. Oh, that's a sweet 3-drop here. Not the full frat, but just, you know, sacrifice a couple of creatures yourself while the opponent sacrifices all the creatures they have. Here, I'm not gonna use the Cradle if they block. Be my guest. I will just play the Kindly Ancestor here. Spore Crawler. Okay. Yep. Let's see how they block, but if they block the Kindly Ancestor with the Spore Crawler, I think I might use the Cradle of Safety, but we will see, because I can still play the Vampire Slayer here. Okay, they choose to not make any kind of blocks, which is totally fine. I mean, I'm happy to get 2 life and deal 4 to them. And I might just, you know, if I draw a land, I might just choose to play the Beguiler instead of the by invitation only, but let's see what they have. Yeah, you can race with the 2/4, I don't care. It's not a vampire, so that ability doesn't do anything. Wolf-King Outcast. Okay, well now I'm a bit more intrigued by the option to just frat the board, but is that something I wanna do? It's kinda. They have still 4 cards. Well, the important part is that it must not become a knight, because this is also a wolf, so they would be drawing too many cards if I rat the board when it's knight, and this is still around. But I don't actually have any attacks now, so problem is that if I play the Beguiler now, and they definitely seem to be having more creatures, so I don't want to lose the Beguiler to my rat effect. That's the thing here. But if I don't play anything, it becomes night, and then I can't even rat unless it becomes day again. So the options I have here are basically rat now, or play the Beguiler and hope that I can, you know, with the help of the tapper, can do some work here. But I mean, they will draw a card from the Spore Crawler. I don't actually like the rat here now. They have too many cards in hand. If they didn't have that many, I would maybe choose differently. But I think it's a bad idea to rat at that point. I need more information. And I hope they play something. I don't want them to make it into a knight. Okay, sheltering bows. That wasn't a creature, so currently... Oh, well, things got interesting now. I could frat for 3. Leave the tapper here. But now that I drew the Entomber, I'm actually more interested in continuing this way. Yeah, I'm gonna do this. Tap something when it's their turn. They're still having, what, 5 cards in their hand, so Rat is not gonna mean any kind of an auto-victory for me now. If they play only 1 creature, I can still sacrifice 4 of these and leave the tapper. I just hope they have more creatures there. Now they have a 6th land, so they probably can have the 6/6. They might also be afraid of a counterspell. So maybe I should actually, if they go to combat, I will use a tapper because I don't want them to play around any kind of a counterspell. Although it could still be a syncopate. A syncopate could counter a 6/6, so if they're playing around that thing. But if they go to combat, I think I will just tap the... Okay, another Spokler. Well, not great because they will draw cards when I rat here. Yeah, it's actually kind of nasty because I have... And now they have all the 5. No, now I don't have the luxury to tap fewer than... Sorry, rat fewer than I have creatures. Alright, well, I mean, whatever. Just... I guess I can let them attack too, whatever. They don't have an actual attack. I mean, I have only good blocks, so... Especially with the Cradle here, so I don't really expect them to be... making any attacks there. Okay, supernatural rescue. Too bad they are at 14 life now. That's not good enough for me to raise them up, because what I can do is I can... No, I don't even... Now that they have the 2/3 there, I mean, I can tap the Outcast and the Weaver of Blossoms and then attack with... Who is gonna attack even? Maybe I'll tap the Spore Crawler too and then attack with these 3. I mean, it's not the... I mean, I guess I can push some damage through. I'm just not sure if that's what I want to be doing here. It seems quite bad, actually. But I can force some damage through here. And they don't have a lethal counterattack. I don't think they do. You know what? I don't like the fact that they have the Spore Crawlers here. So what I'm doing here, I'm doing actually this exact thing here. I'm attacking for 8 here. They can block the Vampire Slayer or the Drugskull Infantry. Because I don't think ratting there helps, because they will draw 2 cards from the Spore Crawlers, and I have nothing to follow up with. I mean, I have no creatures in my hand. I have to use the creatures I have now here. I don't have any flyers or anything. This is what I want to do. They are going down to 8 life at least. And then if they attack with everything, I will go to 22 here. If they attack with everything, they can deal a lot of damage here, but I'm not dead. And if they attack with everything, of course, I will, in that case, just counter attack for lethal. So they can attack for a few points of damage, but not too many. Okay, more sheltering bows. Well, they can... At least they have only 2 more cards left. Okay, they just choose to not attack with anyone. Well, I mean, this is just a completely... I mean, I have no attacks because of the sheltering bows, and my Rat is gonna give them 2 cards. And if I don't play anything, it's gonna be Knight, and the Wolf King Outcast is gonna make the Rats giving them even more cards. So I think I'm actually going to just lose here. I literally don't have anything. I have to make it a knight, make it into a knight, and just double spell so that, because of course I'm not gonna use the rat as long as they have this thing around here. So it's just not gonna happen. Man, these ball crawlers, they're completely messing up with my by invitation only here. Well, since they didn't attack me with anything, I think they could have attacked with at least one creature. I'm at 22, so this could be a long game, but it's not definitely over. It's just so that my by invitation only isn't that great. That's the thing. But I have things I can do. I can draw my Sigarda's Imprisonment on the Wedding Crasher, exile it. Or maybe just exile the Sporecrawler, because I can make it into a day, so this won't be drawing any cards. Anyway, here it's gonna be tap the 6/5. I can use the Entomber to block the 4 power creatures. I have a Cradle of Safety if they have something nasty coming up. Okay, so they allow me to make a triple block. I think that means they might have a pump spell, but I mean, if they have a pump spell, then they have, let's see what they do. I block here and make them use their pump spell. I don't wanna... Okay, maybe Wolf Strike. Okay, they just did that for no reason. Binding Geist. Well, I don't have any reason to attack now yet. I know I could tap the 4/5 and attack by sacrificing one of these guys. They would go to 4, but it's not really worth it. So didn't they have... I mean, I wonder what would have happened if I blocked it more than one. I mean, I could have triple blocked it, make it die. Well, I don't care. I mean, they might still have a pump spell. They just didn't want to use the pump spell to clear off the Selhof Entomber. And yes, I do understand I could have discarded the Binding Geist, but I actually want to have more creatures in the board. There's still the option to use the by invitation only in a way that allows me to... Okay, I'm gonna probably use the Cradle there. I can use the by invitation only in a way that allows me to leave, for example, the Tapper and maybe even the 3/6. That 3/6 is actually a big creature now. So now I did double spell too, so it's not, now it is. Okay, they have another Fierce Retribution. That's nothing. There's nothing I can do about that. But that is also their final card in their hand. So, should I tap or let them attack? I think I'm gonna let them attack because I have here good blocks now. They can't attack with too many guys because of my counter attack. Yeah, like I said. Well, tap something, but doesn't really matter because I'm not going to find an attack. Hey, that thing, they don't have anything with reach. Well, that's great. That is great. Okay, so now I found... Actually, my deck doesn't have a lot of flyers. I even caught another Vanderlight Spirit, but at least I found one of my flyers now. So here, I might actually tap the 5/4 now. They want to attack with the 4 power guys, but they really can't attack with too many. Oh, Brinecomber. That'll be great. So this says... And this is not an order, this is just a creature. I don't have to play it right now. I will attack with just the Vanderlight Spirit and see if they have a way to deal with it. No Witch's Web, no nothing, and now I get another 1/1 flyer. And now I also have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 creatures. So the by invitation only actually can be quite good. But I still don't want them to draw 2 cards from the Spore Crawlers here. I mean, I have currently a winning play with the flyers I have here around. So I think I'll just jump block with the Brinecomber. I don't actually want them to draw any cards, but this will give me another Flying Spirit, so let's jump and take only 4 here. And now what they have is, I mean, I can just attack for lethal, cannot I? If they have a Witch's Web, yeah, I mean, 1 Witch's Web doesn't work there. So what I would have done there, I just quickly want to check it out. Because they have only 1 card in hand, there's no way they can deal with more than one of my attackers with the 1 card, most likely. So I tap these and attack with everything. That's gonna be 6, that's 10 damage. And even if they can block the 3 power attacker, it's gonna be lethal anyway. Okay. Okay. Hey, first appearance of the Cemetery Illuminator. So when this enters or attacks, exile a card from a graveyard. You may look at the top card of your library always, and then opponent mulligans. I will keep this obviously. And once each turn, I may cast a spell from the top of the library if it shares a card type with a card exiled with Cemetery Illuminator. So I can't play lands, I can only cast spells. Not that lands often end up in a graveyard. Anyway, let's play the 2-drop here, and then I have 3 upses for 3-drops. Most likely it's just gonna be the 2/3 flyer, although let's see if something is gonna die here or not. Gluttonous Quest. Now, oh, well, that's both mythics here. So now that they have a 1/4, I definitely want to have the flyer here. And I should definitely... I'm gonna attack here. They might not block. And that's 2 free damage. It's important to put the stops. As you can see, I put the stops in the declared attackers and declared blockers because I didn't have anything to cast. But I of course wanted to make the opponent see that I have some instant speed effects available. So it's kind of, they could have an upgrade, they could have multiple different removal spells. This will give me still a 1/1 flyer, I guess. Just thinking about... Oh, let's just play the 2/3 flyer. I mean, I'm not expecting this ability to do a whole lot. It's a 2-power flyer, I can use it to block, and of course they might attack, and in that case it could be like a Surge Strike. Or they can have a... well, Surge Strike would be the most likely thing, and in that case I would not block. At least then they wouldn't have the 1/4 blocker on the Drogskull infantry. Okay, well that is nasty. That actually makes my Braincomber pretty pathetic. And I am drawing a Planestar. So... now it's way too risky to attack here, so I'm not gonna attack. I mean, with the infantry, that is. If they block with the Ballista Watcher, I'm just losing it for no reason. There's nothing to exile anywhere. I think I'm gonna just play the Hallowed Haunting, actually. Oh, let's deal 2 here in the air. And... yeah, the Braincomber just being a 1/1. They can't really just start using 3 mana just like that. Well, they can, but it's gonna make them unable to do much else there. I'll play the Hallowed Haunting here. I can take, if they attack with the 4/3, they can attack with the 4/3. I go to 16. I did this now to be mana efficient. At some point I will be starting to play these step creatures, most likely. Also, I have the option to jump block with the Drogskull infantry and play it on the Illuminator to make it a 4/5 and trigger this thing, but that's just way too risky. They can deal with this in response. Okay, that I don't like to see. Now they are... that gives me the option to do what I kind of wanted to do, but it's not really worth it now. Now the Lifelinker is something I didn't want to see happen. It's time to draw also something else than lands here. I have, 7 lands with 5 spells. Okay, there's an infantry. That will be decent. So this turn is going to just be the Kindly Ancestor, right? Still nothing to exile with this thing. You may cast a spell, yeah. If they discard a land on the blood token, that does not work. I can exile it, but it doesn't do anything with the casting ability. They have only one red mana up, so there's no removal spell in the format that works. And now I should just play my lifelinker. So, I mean, the Desperate Farmer, of course, is only a 2/2 now. I can trade with it. Only if another creature they control dies, it will be turning into a 4/3. I suppose I can double block a 4/3. This is also a 3 spirit, so any enchantment I'm gonna be able to play. So if one of these guys dies that have Disturb, I can make it bigger than 1/1 spirits with the Hallowed Haunting. And I have, I mean, look at this, I have a Brinecomber. Even though it's gonna die to the Ballista Watcher easily, it will still be an enchantment that will trigger the Hallowed Haunting. Falkenrod Celebrants. Okay, that means they are not gonna attack because I can double block the Ballista Watcher and I can eat the Desperate Farmer, so they don't have an attack. I don't think they want to sacrifice the Ballista Watcher just to transform the Desperate Farmer. If they do that, I would be super happy. But I don't think they have a reasonable attack here. Okay, Nurturing Presence will be quite decent because yeah, they might transform into Knight and start, sniping my creatures. That will be, I will have some 1/1s from the Brinecomber and the Presence, but I will also have a bunch of these, bigger spirits because these are all spirits. And yeah, I actually like my chances here currently. Let's do this, and on the next turn I can actually trigger the Hallowed Haunting. Because this will trigger when I cast an enchantment spell, even if the target I'm having for this Nurturing Presence is gonna get destroyed in response. I will have the trigger here, and currently that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 spirits. So I will have a pretty darn good, darn big creature from the first trigger here. And this will, I mean, assuming it, yeah, this will also make a 1/1 spirit here for me too. And because of my Illuminator, I haven't actually been able to deal a bunch of damage through their, ground guys here. They don't still have an attack. Do they play a 6th land? Because if they want to make it into Knight, they definitely want to have access to 2 pings, I think. But they have only access to 1. So now, who is going to get the Nurturing Presence? It would be very tempting to put it on the Illuminator, but I don't necessarily want to do that now. And if I don't put it on something that I'm going to attack with, and of course I can't put it on the 1/1, then there's no point doing it pre-combat, right? There is not. But if I did, done. They have 3 cards. They can have a removal on the Illuminator, and this is actually the thing that's gonna currently deal them 2 per turn. So I think I'm gonna play the Nurturing Presence post-combat. Funnily, nothing has been in the graveyard yet. So they're just gonna lose 2 lands and ping the 1/1. Do they have an upgrade on the Illuminator? If they do... Okay, they just didn't do anything there. What the... Well, I mean... I'm gonna play the Nurturing Presence here. I'm gonna even draw a land, so I can't even think about, double spelling for the next turn. Who's gonna get them? I don't know what they are even holding, but if they had like an upgrade or the shock variant, they could kill this with the shock using the Ballista Wielder in combination. So are they even gonna have any removal? They might have the 4 mana exile And minus 13, minus 13. So who is the kind of thing I'm gonna lose the most likely? I guess I'll just put this on the kindly ancestor. Does it matter even? Main idea is that I get the Hallowed Haunt, and if they kill this ancestor, then they kill it. At least that means they didn't kill the cemetery illuminator, which is the thing that's dealing damage to them currently. So no matter what happens, I will have a very big spirit here. The 7/7, it's gonna be a 8/8 if this presence will resolve now. Of course, these stats of these creatures are obviously update all the time. So I mean, the moment I lose any of my spirits, this will be smaller in that case. But I mean, it's even if I lose 3 spirits, it's gonna be a 5/5 anyway. Vampire's Vengeance. Well, talk about a very decent card there. That said, I have now all these auras that will still trigger the Hallowed Haunting, and they can't even seem to be able to kill this guy here. So it's not the worst. And they also lost their lifelinker, which is really good because now they do have lifelink from the life gain from the Gluttonous Quest, of course. But now I can also, exile with. If they don't get to kill the Illuminator, I get to maybe get some free cards if I happen to have some other than lands. Yeah, I didn't really expect that Vampire's Maintenance, because if I did, I maybe should have played the island, because I know I'm drawing a land, because now I won't be having 8 mana available, but for the double armaments. But then again, I'd rather play the Brinecomber and then target the thing that's enchanted with Brinecomber with the infantry. So I wasn't going to double armaments anyway. Now let's see if they're gonna do anything. They can attack for 9. Which I think is something I can. It's quite risky to go for a double block. Also, I will lose both of these because this will update in real time. So if I double block, and no, actually I wouldn't be losing both of them unless they have some. Well, I don't care. I'll just I'll take the 9 here. I think it's just too risky to make the double block here. I'm at 7, and this has lifelink, and I can attack with it. If they don't kill it, of course. Now they need more instant speed interaction. If they don't have instant speed interaction and their wielder isn't gonna be enough, that's not gonna be good for them. Oh, yet another lander, so I don't get any value out of the Illuminator now. Now, what I'm doing here, I'm gonna play the Brinecomber on someone and see what happens. And it's not gonna be the ancestor because I want the lifelinker to be around. I want the flyer be around too, but then again, this is a big creature. Maybe I'll play it on the Illuminator, whatever. That's gonna make the lifelinker big enough for me. And then I will be playing the Drogskull infantry here on this guy again. Trigger all that stuff. And look at my board. Again, the Hallowed Haunting doing some crazy work here. They have a bleed right there, but I still get all my triggers here. I mean, and I have a big lifelinker here. This is gonna be what, 6 power lifelinker now, if I'm not mistaken. Yep, I'm going to 13 here, and I have and they have to jump block with the Gluttonous Quest. So now they can. Well, I'm gonna be at 13, so the attack they are gonna have is not going to be lethal. So they can, of course. Also, it will be day. Oh yeah, kind of forgot that. But it will be day, so this Ballista Builder is gonna be a lot worse. A lot worse now. Oh, they should have actually gained 1 life by sacrificing a blood token before this thing dies, but probably it doesn't matter at all. I mean, look at my board. So now this can only ping once, and it will, and unless they are gonna, pass the turn, but they have to also deal with the 6/6s here. It's just, I mean, I guess the Hallowed Haunting is really good. Or maybe I've just been somehow lucky, but I did even slightly flood here, but it didn't matter because all the disturb stuff giving me effectively giving me 2 spells for 1. I don't even feel the flood here at all. I guess this next turn would be like the first when I'm a bit flooded, but I can still play this, which will trigger the Hallowed Haunting, so this is actually just pretty good stuff. Okay, I don't think they can win here in any way. So let's just I don't care. Let's put this in here. They have an upgrade there, but this is not gonna be enough. I still get the trigger, and the Kindly Ancestor will also trigger it. It's such a nice one with the Hallowed Haunting, all this. Because I can play now this thing, which will, I mean, this will be just huge. They have to jump block my 6/6. They will be, how big they are? 7/7. Yeah, that's just that's crazy. And I get 7 life here. Oh, that's actually lethal if they don't have another kill spell. Just realized I have 3/7 power creatures and the flyers. But yeah. Hallowed Haunting. Okay then. Happy problems. Do you have an out here? Vampire's Vengeance number 2 wouldn't do anything here. Well, it would be killing these and this would be down to 5/5, but they are still losing to the attack here. So I guess the opponent is just I mean, maybe they're thinking what they could draw with the 1 Blood Token. Don't really think they would have only 2 mana left after that, so there's just no way they can survive this attack. That is one way that helps them a bit, but it's not good enough. That's still 9 damage I'm gonna be able to deal here. Wow, I didn't realize the Hallowed Haunting would be so important in this deck. Good to know for future. There's still a bit of more than a month before the next set releases, so there will be a bunch of these drafts still coming up. Well, my starting hands have been really amazing. I mean, almost all of them have been 3 lands with both colors available. And the ones when the games where I had my double casters, I have drawn the both color sources at least quickly enough for them. So this is just great curving out. Does need the 4th land at some point, but it's fine. Okay, that is definitely acceptable thing to trade with. I do want to use the Piercing Light because then I wouldn't be able to play any creature here. I'd rather have the 2/3 here. And this 4 +2/+2 aura is gonna be good too. So here, I'm gonna offer the trade still. I'll just play another Ancestor here, or the Prinecomber. Which one should it be? I like the Flyer. I mean, the Ancestor is quite unlikely to be able to attack. It's just a 2/3. They will have 4 mana available, and if I draw a 4th land, I'm not gonna play the Infantry right away. I'm gonna just play the Heron. So let's play the thing that gives me a 1/1 flyer. Plus, I can actually, use this ability. I can make it into a lifelinker that gives me another 1/1, but I don't really want to. Okay, Cradle of Safety. Well, I didn't draw the 4th land yet. I will play, of course, the Heron of Hope here. No, not that, the Kindly Ancestor, because I'm not really into using the Prinecomber trigger right now. They have 3 colors, the blue and okay, they have a red 2-drop, they have a green playables, they have okay, I'm not really sure what's this. Yeah, fine, I'll trade here. Or try to trade. Let's just draw a land. That's a land. Good. So it's just gonna be the Heron of Hope, right? Syncopate? Nope. They do have something, but it can be a bounce spell, it can be an upgrade. Okay. But I'm still at 20 here. Would have been great to use the Cradle of Safety, but okay, Glorious Sunrise. Can I deal with that? No, I can't. Oh, but they don't have a second green. So they can cast this on the next turn, but they need to draw a green source for that. If they don't, they can just lose it. At least they can't play both. Even if they draw the green source, they won't be having the Scattered Thoughts there. But now what I'm going to do here is not that easy actually to decide here. I could just want to, because I don't want to play the Drogskull Infantry and without having the Cradle of Safety as a backup. Definitely don't want to do that. And I don't really feel like playing a Kindly Ancestor here on either of these things right now. I just rather play the Scattered Thoughts actually now. And I will do it on my turn, of course, to not allow this to transform. But maybe I should just attack first and see what happens. Maybe I need to use the Cradle of Safety mid-combat here. Okay. Let's draw the cards. So, by invitation only will be pretty good. I'm gonna take that. I don't actually need a second blue here, so I'm taking the cards here now. The non-land cards. Okay. So now, moment of truth. Do they find another? Okay, that's an upgrade, which is fine. Another green source. Do they have it or not? Yes, they do. So that's bad, but they lose the Scattered Thoughts. Do they choose to gain life or make a mana or draw a card? I mean, all of that will be great. They drew a card. So I'm definitely not in a good shape, but given my graveyard and all that stuff, I think I'm in an okay shape. So I'll play the infantry and I will play... I'm not going to use anything on this guy. I'll just attack for 1 there. Then I will play the infantry. And probably will be playing the... I really want to have them... I kind of want to have the Cradle of Safety. I even have the double blue here now, so this is something... Okay, I'm gonna do it like this. I won't have the Cradle up, but I just wanna play this now that I can. Unless they have the 1 mana 2 damage spell, which they didn't. Because the point is that I wanna have more creatures to... you know, play the by invitation only with some kind of value. But yeah, the Glorious Sunrise is gonna cause some trouble. They have a Flourishing Hunter. Well, that's something by invitation only we'll be dealing with. Are they gonna draw a card? Oh, they make more mana, but that's actually not bad, because now that does mean I'm not gonna block here. They're gonna use a card still in this turn. Oh, that's a Wolf Strike, isn't it? Well, that is a Wolf Strike. Well, they have 1 card left, and I will rat the board. But I will not have... Now that I lose the infantry. Not good. Because that's the thing that can, with the Brinecomer, can give me the 1/1s. That's why I wanted to have the Cradle of Safety there, but it just doesn't help now. The problem, of course, being here that they will still get so much value from the Glorious Sunrise. Although that is the 1 card that might help me win here still. But I have to use the by invitation only right now. They will get, if nothing else, they get 3 life per turn. But I mean, Hallowed Haunting with all the stuff I have here, that might be enough. Maybe I should have... Oh, maybe I made a mistake there, by the way. No, I didn't, because this gives trample. Yeah, I mean, I can't let them attack, because the point is, if I leave this as jump blockers, they will just make them guys trample over and I will lose. I have to use the by invitation only, right now. Okay, let's do that then. And if they have creatures that have power 3 or more, they will... Okay, that's just life gain, I guess. They have nothing. I mean, no creatures at least. Alright, well, I mean... I don't have anything to put my auras on, but then again, I'm not going to... Once I draw a creature, I can start doing the haunting thing. Okay, now they get to draw a card. But I need to draw a creature. I have only things that can target. Well, I guess I can enchant their creatures, but that's not really the way to go here. Oh man. I mean, I can give a lifelink to the Hungry Rich Wolf, but they can give it +3/+3. Yeah, I can't even... I mean, I'm gonna get dealt 7 damage now. If they have a wolf, I die. I think I have to do it like this. Just to trigger the haunting here. And then I can do like this. I can leave the Cradle of Safety still up. So I'm gonna have the infantry in here. I think this is the play I have to make here. It's actually not so bad, because now it is a 4/4 and the Cradle of Safety will make me even bigger guys. So giving their guy the lifelink is not actually... I mean, of course I would prefer myself to have the lifelink, but I have a chance here still. They don't have a good attack now, and they might actually choose to go with a trample attack, but my... Oh, they choose to draw the card. They played safe, which makes, of course, total sense. Oh, well, I mean... This is something... I mean... Let's see what they have. A pump spell, because I can use the piercing light here. No, why would I block there? There, I mean, of course there. Do I want to block the Spore Crawler too? I think I want to block the Spore Crawler too. So let's do it like this. See what happens. I assume they have something. Yep. So now I have a couple of options. Oh no, it gets first strike, so... Now, of course, this block was actually quite bad, because I would have lost this if this at the damage front, because this will decrease in size, but now that they have a piercing line... Okay, yeah, this is maybe fine. Hopefully they don't have anything. That is good. That could have been a bad one, actually. I didn't think it through, because I don't want to lose my Drogskull armaments thing, but... Okay, statue. Alright, so now, of course, I will just make a massive lifelinker here. Intruder or just more guys? Yeah, more guys. It would be interesting though to put this thing. Now I'm have a massive lifelinker. If they have a bounce spell, I will leave mana up for the Cradle of Safety all the time here. So this is what I should do. Currently they don't even have a creature that can draw them a card. And the massive pump effect doesn't do that good. They can gain 3 life. And there's a creature that allows them to draw a card, but... They have 14 cards left. I mean, as long as I can protect my massive Spirit Cleric here, I will be... not in a bad shape at all. So, 8-9 mana. Yeah, I should play the Bequire, because this will... this is a spirit, so it will of course increase the power of the... I mean, all of these will be bigger as a result. Alright, so let's see what they do. Attack with all. If they make some... They can trade with... I don't care. They can trade with one of the 4/4s. And it will make my other creatures smaller. That's fine. I'm getting 8 life here. If this goes through. So I almost have lethal because this is now 8 damage. If I play the Cradle of Safety, this will be 5 5s plus 1 1, so it would be 11 damage, so no point doing that because it's not lethal. Okay then. So am I gonna beat Glorious Sunrise with my own mythic rare, the Hallowed Haunting here? It does seem like that, and the Cradle of Safety being the backup against any nasty stuff that could be played against that is really critical here. I'm back to 23 here. They haven't even an Erwit, but that's actually gonna make them, you know, also lose to decking here at some point. Alright, so any reason to tap pre-combat something? Perhaps? Because I'm having a lethal attack here, I think I wanna do that. So let's make them, yep, tap the Erwit there. Wow. After they had the Glorious Sunrise there, I thought it's gonna be hard, but when I drew this, I kinda knew that now this is gonna give me a chance, given that I had so many triggers for this already in my graveyard. Wow, this is actually a nice one. Didn't realize. I mean, I didn't realize it when I was drafting, but of course I have realized it now, after it doing its thing a couple of times. Alright, Braincomber into Nurturing Presence. If they have a removal in response, that's horrible. Otherwise it will be great. I'm getting a nice amount of 1/1 flyers. So this will be a keep. Opponent kept 7 as well. No, they kept actually 6, sorry, I was wrong. They did mulligan there. Okay, so just get the other planes and I have my double casters already. If I draw them, I can cast them. Have a 4-drop here, which was a good draw. I can follow up the Comer with the Heron of Hope instead of the risky play of Nurturing Presence there. Okay, multiple Traveling Ministers can be problematic, but well, let's see how it goes. It is a really good 1-drop. Opponent did mulligan, so let's see if they are having a good curve out. Oh, they do not have a good curve out. So that's my opportunity to tip the scales in here. These will reduce down to, you know, getting them 1 life a turn. Okay, but now they got it. If they have their own Heron of Hope, it will be pretty nasty to beat. So I think I would have to just exile it with the Sigarda's Imprisonment. And there's a Kindly Ancestor, alright, so let's attack with this guy. Have my Heron here. I will need to play the Nurturing Presence. Yeah, I mean they're gonna get 2 life and then 4 more. Unless I go for the double block, which I could do. But it's really risky if they have anything. I don't really want to lose the Heron of Hope. Can't say I'm a big fan of this development here, but yeah, I'll just take it. Maybe I will imprison it if they have no other drop, but I guess they do. They have now 3 mana, but they... Okay then. Well, I'm gonna first of all play the Nurturing Presence on the Braincomber and see what happens. And then I have the option to gain 3 life or imprison the Kindly Ancestor. Let's first attack here at least. They might have a kill spell, you know, the kill a flyer, sorry, an attacker with 2 mana. Yeah, I kind of feel like I wanna imprison the Ancestor here. I also want to, I mean, I might draw land on the next draw step and then I don't have anything else to do. Now at least I can be, you know, exile the Ancestor here. But my fear is that they will drop now a Heron of Hope, for which I would have wanted to use the Imprisonment. But no Heron of Hope now. They have 5 cards. Okay, Mark of Purifier, which won't be drawing them cards yet because that costs mana. And look at what happens here. They happened exactly the thing that I was afraid of. Let's just do this to get a bit more information what I'm facing here. That's not bad. But I need to leave blockers on the Purifier. It will be a 4-3. So I guess I'll just block with the 1/1 spirits. I don't like it actually. I really don't like it, but can I allow them to, because this also has lifelink. Yeah, they really have good stuff here. I mean, these traveling ministers with the lifelinkers and the card draw effects. It's not good at all. The problem is that if they have any kind of instant speed interaction, I just cannot. It's gonna be very hard to beat them. Problem is that if I now attack with my flyers, I will deal 5 damage to them, but then they will gain 2 plus 4. They will gain 6 life back. And I'm actually also taking 4 damage, which is not... I can't take damage forever here. But if I leave 3 power worth of blockers here, that's going to be quite awkward as well. Oh man. I just hate to... I mean, maybe I will just... Okay, I want to see if they have an attack. I mean, maybe I get some information about this, because now this seems like I'm about to block the Purifier. And if they just attack here, that means they're going to have something. Okay, as you can see, they don't even attack with the Purifier. That is better for me. They're gonna just tap. I mean, we go for to the end step, use 2 mana there. Okay, Vampire Slayer. Oh, I think I'm going to... Oh, it can actually block the Vampire Cleric here. Is it time to simply... Well, let's do this first. I hope they don't have a Fierce Retribution. I really do, but if they now block, that will be my... Yeah. If they block and they don't have Fierce Retribution, that will be good. Okay, that is fine. I think I'm not gonna use the Rescue right now, because I have the Slayer on the Mark of Purifier. I will just gain the life now. Maybe the opponent forgets that Vampire Slayer kills a Mark of Purifier. I don't really expect that to happen, but who knows? At least they don't have their Heron of Hope there. Or do they have a destroy target creature with power 4 or more? Okay, they just draw cards, which is still fine. I mean, they have a lot of cards, but... I can try to overwhelm them too. Maybe it is time to just do the big attacks in here. And okay, so now I have to do the rescue. I could use it on anyone else, but no, I need to target Braincomber to get the 1/1 flyer there, and this will also become bigger, but I now expect them to have something. Tap up to 2 target creatures. Well, that's a creature and that's a... So they have a Fierce Retribution now, but... I'll get my 1/1 flyer, and then the Brine Comber will still be, you know, an aura spell from the graveyard. Fine, Parasitic Grasp. I guess I could have left it. I mean, I didn't have to be that aggressive because the Supernatural Rescue is such a good one as, you know, tapping their stuff there. But now they have a Heron of Hope. I think it's just too much value from the Purifier now. That has drawn them way too many cards here, and now they get what I mean. How much life they have gained in this? How much life they have gained here? It's insane. I think I need to find my mythic rare. Otherwise, I will lose. Well, that's it. That's the mythic rare. Wow. That was insane. So, who's gonna get this ability? Don't think it matters too much, but I'm gonna get a very, very big spirit now. This doesn't actually matter really that much. Let's put it in here. On the other hand, if I get some other auras which I want to target with it, maybe the Heron of Hope. But this I don't want to lose it. I don't know. Tough. Let's put it on here, whatever. Main point is that this is a pretty big spirit now, and I can attack with... No, I'm not gonna attack with the Heron of Hope. They can block it. But now they have to deal with my big spirits. Okay, Hallowed Haunting makes this actually interesting, but I'm not gonna prevent them from drawing 2 cards per turn. But with Hallowed Haunting I might just overwhelm them. And actually with the Selhover Entomberer I can even just, if I draw my Disturb creatures, I can just discard them to use the Hallowed Haunting there. But that was actually quite funny. Alright, well this is gonna be crazy with double Traveling Minister, double Heron of Hope. That's 6 life per turn. They can take so much damage from me. Well, let's see what happens. But yeah, it was 23 cards in my deck when I said I need my mythic rare, and I drew it. It was 1 out of 23 chance, so what? Around 4%. That is pretty crazy. Alright, Steelclad Spirit. It is a spirit which would pump this thing. It makes it a 7/7. But currently, if they block this while it is a 6/6, I don't mind. They would have to double block it. I will get rid of these 2 of these. I think it's better just to discard this to draw a card. That's really good. Infantry into another Scattered Thoughts. Right, why not? Why not? So I'm actually going to not play the infantry at all. I will just next turn discard it, and I will play the Scattered Thoughts end of their turn. So I will deal 6, which is something they don't actually even care about, but I need to win them at some point. Now they are down to 20 cards. I will be down to not that many cards either because of the Scattered Thoughts, but I will still have a lot of turns here left. If they can't deal with the Hallowed Haunting, I might just get too many very, very big Spirit Clerics here. I mean, even if they have, they just will gain so much life and draw so many cards, but it might not be enough, thanks to me actually drawing this one outer here. Yep, they have their theme in order. I mean, this is just funny how they can just draw all the cards, but they don't actually have attacks because of my massive amount of flying blockers and the Hero of Hopes. They don't really... I have blockers on them and they don't even care about attacks now. Okay, let's see if they draw a card there. Okay, now they are almost tapped out, so I'm... Okay, Cradle is good. I don't want to use the Fear of Death, even though it will trigger the Hallowed Haunting. I think the Tapper is more important here. Oh, wait a minute. I kind of forgot that is a thing. They have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 creatures. I have currently 9 creatures. I can play the infantry. Sacrifice all but 3 of my guys. I will be making these a lot smaller than this, but I'm going to be able to make them bigger still. So I play this is I will of course say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I will say 7. I will probably lose all my 5/5s and the 2/2 and the Drogskull infantry. Isn't that correct? Then this will be a very small one, but it will be bigger soon enough. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And now I can attack. And this is now 1/1 down from 7/7. But I have stuff coming up still. They lost their card draw engine, so now they are down to 5. Still a lot of cards in hand, but okay, they have a Bequaler there, I have mine. So do I want to make this into a bigger one or want to have a Spirit Flyer? I do have the Cradle of Safety to protect the Heron of Hope, so I kind of like that idea. Although the Tapper will be... yeah, the Tapper actually is a reason to not do that. Maybe I should... okay, I'm gonna make a 1/1 flyer here. I can actually attack into the Nebelquest Bequaler there. Yeah, because... yeah, this makes sense. They might block the 3/3, and then in that case I would be able to kill it. Yeah, this makes sense. Let's see what they do. Because I can make this 3/3 into a 5/5 by using the Cradle of Safety here. Because it will create me another... okay, they choose to not do any of that. So now I have a question to gain life or just play the Bequaler. And I think I want to keep the Cradle of Safety up here. So I'm gonna gain life here. I have 10 cards to draw. They still have more life gain here. Okay, Circle of Confinement is gonna get Entomber, I guess, and I'm gonna use here. I mean, that will also, you know, trigger, get multiple triggers here. As you can see, I will have now. These will be 5/5s, and I got another flyer. Definitely was worth it. Oh man, if I didn't draw this, I just wasn't gonna win this game. If this wasn't my, you know, bottom 15 cards or so. But I guess I needed to draw my one out, and I did. Armaments there won't really help them too much. They can make a lifelinker still, but I can tap their lifelinker once I get going. So, well, I'm playing my Spirit because that of course means that these guys will be 6/6s. And let's see if they want to tap something or not. They have to tap a 6/6, but I have a lot of them coming up, so there's no point attacking with the 4/6. They can just, you know, gain the life there. So I'm gonna do attacks with the flyers and the 6/6. And how much damage they are gonna take here? A lot, actually. Wow. They are down to 2 here now. And I'm up to 21. I think that's it. Unless they have their own by invitation only, I think I will be winning here now. What a match. It all came down to this. Now they get, I mean, it would be interesting to see how much life they gained and how much damage have I dealt here, but they have gained a lot of life. It just didn't matter because this thing is pretty good. How many enchantments I have, by the way? I don't have, I'm not close to 7. Nope. They can imprison that thing. Well, they have to also exile it. But I don't think that's gonna help them too much. I mean, I won't be having my own chapter now, and it will make them, these guys are smaller, so now they have the 3/6 lifelink blocker, but I have 4 power in the air. They can tap the 1/2 power creature, but that's not enough. But they can gain life from their blood token. Okay, let's see what I draw. Well, that's useful. It also makes these bigger, so yeah, I think that's basically game over. I should exile a creature here, I think. Oh, by the way, I see what is in my deck, so definitely I'm gonna exile a creature because I don't have to. I see the top card while the trigger is on the stack when I'm choosing the target, so I can choose the target based on what is on the top of my deck. So I would have been able to play the Vandalite Spirit too. But wow, look at this. After that start, and I even called it. I said just before I drew this, I said I need my mythic rare Hallowed Haunting, and I drew it. That was crazy, crazy good stuff there. Was that my 6th or 7th game? That was my 7th, I guess. So this was an actual 7-0 draft. So the first draft of the year. Well, I had a rough streak of drafts in the previous 5 or 6 drafts, so it's good to get some successful results too. And of course, this was in gold rank, so maybe slightly easier than in platinum rank, where I usually am playing these premier drafts because of the the season just changed. Let's just yeah, look at this Hallowed Haunting. So in the end, I had 5 other enchantments, and that was 6 creature cards with Disturb. But I had card draw, and even the Self-Hove Entomber was able to dig into these enchantments. So maybe I drew like a bit more of those enchantments than on average this deck should see those, but I really got so many triggers from this thing. And of course the by invitation only was also pretty crucial to win there, but all in all, I also got 2 mythic rares for the collection, so this was obviously a perfect draft all in all. But really, if there's something to learn about this, is that if you see this early in the draft, it's definitely worth drafting around it, because this can just snowball out of control easily. You get multiple massive tokens if you can just trigger this enough times. So that's it. Next draft will be a traditional draft. Let's claim the price here, and here is the proof. I said I got all the Decathlon tokens, so here they are. So I'm basically, these 10 tokens give me the invitation to the February qualifier weekend. So I don't have to rank up to Mythic Top 1200 in January or anything, but like I said, I will still play a mix of traditional and premier drafts. And yeah, that's it. Next one will be a traditional one. Thank you for watching, and see you next time. Bye bye.